order the Bengals to get it. If you're asking me the right question, and I'm assuming that you are, they have to win the games within their division first and foremost.
Do you think that Joe Burrow has the temperature, temper to win?
It was here like 3 years ago, right? I mean, he played great against the Rams, and it came down to one play.
One play, 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Unfortunately.
But where Coach Cowher was just saying, he thinks in the Super Bowl, maybe coaches, teams have to get more aggressive than they are because they've been studied all year. That's why you have Sean Payton's onside kick or his Antoine Randall El Pass or Philly special. From a quarterback
There's always
perspective.
going to be something.
Do you agree?
We had something, yeah. We had something.
Do you agree you got to be more aggressive?
Well, aggressive and unpredictable. And maybe one of the most unpredictable teams in the NFL are the 49ers. Their formations, their play design. Well, Kyle's brilliant that way. So he'll have something that they're not ready for. And if you're Steve Spagnuolo, it's a totally different defense you have to play this week than you played last week against Lamar. So I would think that, guys are going to be sitting back a little bit just to kind of get the temperature of what's going on. And then, who's that coach that has it right here, knowing the moment to call the play? Just like Doug Peterson did against the Patriots when they called the Philly special.
What's your favorite play in the history of the National Football League?
My favorite play? Julian Edelman's catch against the Falcons and the comeback win over the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
What are the advantages from the 49ers and the advantages from the Chiefs this Super Bowl?
The advantages for the Chiefs are their quarterback and their kicker, without question. And the advantages for the 49ers would be the totality of their defensive line and front seven on defense.
Mr. Esiason, you were the only guy who picked, one of the few people nationally who picked the Chiefs to beat the Ravens. What did you see in this team, and how do you think they're going to do in this game?
I mean, it's Andy Reid and it's Patrick Mahomes. It's like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. How do you pick against them? Honestly, I mean, they're brilliant. Both of them. They're like Andy looks like he's just eating a cheeseburger on the sideline in every game. Never gets mad. Seems to be really relaxed. Patrick and he are like this. Patrick called the game-winning pass last week, and he said, "Run it." They have a unique relationship there. And it's something to behold. I saw it in New England for all those years, and now I'm seeing it in Kansas City, and we're probably going to see it for the next 10 years in San Francisco.
Can I ask one question? Are they a dynasty?
Already, yeah. We're right in the middle of the Mahomes era. We had the Brady era, now we're in the Mahomes era. Or we had the Montana era, we had the Elway era, the Marino era, you know what I'm saying? He's up there, he's in the penthouse. And he's on his way to the stratosphere where Tom Brady sits himself. And he is a remarkable young man, and I knew that from the first day that I met him, when he came into my studio in New York before his draft. And I met his mom, shook his hand, looked him right in the eye, and said, "This kid is a can't miss."
Who's going to win?
Thank you
I
so
can't
much.
tell you that Sunday. They pay me too much.
Rumor in your Super Bowl, it was Montana was talking to Matt Ryan. His Super Bowl, it was Brady. We talked about
Purdy's quarterback. Yeah,
Purdy's Super Bowl, it's Mahomes. Obviously, you guys weren't playing against Montana and Brady, but when you know that guy's on the other sideline, is there something in a quarterback like I need to be at my very best?
The only time I really even thought about it,
yeah,
was when there was 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game, and Joe Montana ran on the field. That's the only time I thought about it.
Right.
I mean, I had fun with it, because I was a young kid. He had already won a Super Bowl, and I enjoyed all of this.
Yeah.
And I think Brock Purdy's kind of enjoying it. A little different personality than me, but it's more like that. I think, more reserved.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed my experience, and I think he is too. I interviewed him for the Super Bowl Today show. Very measured, very calm, very poised, very confident, and you can feel it. It's kind of like what I feel for Patrick Mahomes every time I talk to him. Extremely confident.
So what was your biggest memory in your career?
Losing the Super Bowl, unfortunately.
When you say the only time you thought about it was 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So your thought at 3 minutes and 30 seconds was, oh shit.
Well, I remember walking off the field, and the late Sam Weish, God bless him, said, "I think we may have left too much time on the clock." I was like, "Good thought, Sam." And I was supposed to go to Disney World, so I was going to do the Disney World commercial. And they were surrounding me. I was practicing my lines. He hits John Taylor for the game winner. At Disney World, people ran across the field looking for Jerry Rice. because he represented the 49ers going to Disney World. I went to Aruba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not bad.
Okay.
It was either the Pro Bowl or Aruba, so I went to Aruba. Yes.
Thanks, Boomer.
Okay.
Boomer,
Last one.
Okay, I have one. No.
if you were the Broncos, what would you do about the quarterback position in the wake of benching Russell Wilson at the end?
Well, there's going to be veteran guys on the street. And I'm sure Sean Payton has in his mind who he'd like to have as his quarterback. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm sure he already has an idea of the veterans that will be available. Secondly, he's evaluating all the young kids that are coming out in the draft to see whether or not there's somebody there that he thinks could lead their team. And maybe they make a trade up to go get a guy. And as we're finding out, not everybody has to be a first-round draft choice. It's great to be Patrick Mahomes, but Brock Purdy has broken the glass slipper deal. Like, you can find that guy. And a guy like Jake Browning on the Bengals, for instance, came out of nowhere and had a great year replacing Joe Burrow. And could that be a guy that the Broncos would consider? Because he would be a lesser expensive guy, and you could build a better team around him. So somebody like that could be in the offing or somebody in the draft.
And he might have like a young guy like that has upside, whereas like they're older veterans and they're like.
You're looking for a 2-year stopgap.
Yeah.
Geno Smith in Seattle.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Baker Mayfield, like they tried him in Carolina. Sam Darnold in Carolina. Trying to see if you can get a guy in a rebound that can play. Now, Baker proved that he can do it. Baker's going to be a free agent. Oh, I'd love to see him with Sean Payton. That would be unbelievable. They'd be screaming back and forth at each other. Come on. The NFL needs Baker and Sean Payton together, right?
Yeah.
Because Todd Bowles is like, good play. Come on, they'd be screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, let me tell you something.
Thanks,
You didn't lose that Super Bowl. 49ers won because you played great. I saw that Super Bowl.
I appreciate that. Thank you very
God
much.
bless you, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
What do the Bills need to, and Allen need to do to get over the hump?
Let me stand up for this one.
Okay.
The Bills are fine.
Okay.
They just got to be healthy. They came into the end of the year,
Yes.
defense decimated. It was like the Miami Dolphins decimated defense, and they lose. And everybody's like, oh, what's Tua got to do? What's Josh got to do? Just keep playing the way you're playing. I mean, Josh is playing at MVP level. So, we vote for different awards. And I voted Josh, my offensive player of the year, because he was responsible for like 44 touchdowns. He's a maniac. He's a wrecking crew on the field.
Yes.
So I think he's a great player. It's defense that's got to be fixed there, and maybe add another top-end wide receiver.
Thank you.